How did Christmas come early this year for your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Couldn't find a single Christmas filter on my video making software. I actually do Facebook Live. This is a Facebook Live, and there are not any Christmas filters on Facebook Live, at least not that are served up to me, which I find super sad and disconcerting. So I grabbed this little puppy dog because I want to have kind of a Christmas theme going for the next few days leading up until Christmas. I would like to talk about a Christmas idiom and how it impacts our business. Now, Christmas came early this year. I Googled this, I looked up the meaning of it, and was sorely disappointed at what was served up by our friends at Google today. And I looked last night and I looked again this morning, so I thought, oh, maybe I'm just searching the wrong thing. But I wanted the origin and history of the idiom, Christmas came early this year. And I got something about, it was originated in northern New Mexico because of a Christmas burrito with red and green chilies that has a surprisingly negative outcome, in my opinion, of consuming it. I also got that you get a happy surprise, like when you get a hot date. Really? That's our example for humanity of Christmas came early this year? I can think of so many ways that I've had happy surprises or Christmas-like experiences, you know, either in material, spiritual, or festival-like feelings and happenings, or something happening ahead of time that have nothing to do with hot dates or eating burritos. So it was interesting. I looked into, like, when did Christmas start? What's the meaning of Christmas? Where did it come from? Things like that made me feel much better than I originally did when I searched out the actual history and meaning of this particular saying. Now, often, I know I've said it at least a dozen times this year already. Wow, Christmas came early this year. And not just with respect to Christmas decorating. 2020 has been a bizarre year for everybody. And in our businesses, good things and bad things have happened. In all of our businesses, even if your business is growing and expanding and exploding due to the changes that have happened around us this year, or if your business is shut down, there are always positive things that come out of any experience that we have. So no matter what your business situation right now, it's not doom and gloom. No matter what, and no matter how you feel about it, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always something that we can do to continue to move forward and serve people. I mean, we don't start our businesses because we don't want to serve people. We start our businesses to create something good in the world, to add value to the world, and we need to be that light in the world. Entrepreneurship and business owners need to be that light in the world. So Christmas came early this year. Today I challenge you, for me personally, started the year with kind of a meh feeling. I was like, oh, I don't know what I want to do in 2020. Do I want to do some summits? Do I want to do some things? I'd already moved online. In 2017, I had the opportunity to go from the offline world to the online world. Got divorced and had divested myself of all my business and other assets. And it was an opportunity to say, I've always been interested in the internet. What might there be online for me? So I'd come online. I'd done a lot of stuff, tried a lot of different things, gone down a bunch of shiny object rabbit holes, and landed on and realized that for decades, even before coming online, I had been doing challenges. Challenges were getting popular and hot in the marketing online scene, which makes me a little gaggy, but it's a great strategy because it works for people. But I've been doing challenges for a long time. Well, when COVID hit in March and then into April, and then expanding up until now, we're still, dealing with COVID shutdowns and things. I went to the bank yesterday. I hadn't been to the bank for a long time, but I needed to go in, and I got to the door and realized I have to have an appointment because in Wisconsin, only one person can be in the bank. One customer can be in the bank at a time. Huge bank, 6 feet of separation. Even the teller windows are 6 feet or more apart. So I'm like, that makes no sense. There's so much of it that makes no common sense whatsoever. It's kind of scary. And even the bank teller said, oh no, I asked about it. And she's like, oh no, it's not 6 feet. It's what the governor and it's political, and it's what our governor of our state did and decided this is how we have to operate. So so many industries that we don't even think about, that we take for granted, are having huge changes and huge impacts. Now, some of those changes feel bad and negative, but some of those changes are actually really good and needed for certain industries and certain practices in the way we did things. Now, I come from a food manufacturing background and personal care products manufacturing background in both corporate and business ownership. And so we always had a higher standard of expectations, government regulation, USDA, FDA, Departments of Agriculture. So our standards for cleanliness and sanitation, just like beauty salons and things where people, medical, think of the medical industry. The medical industry was the most prepared for something like a pandemic in terms of cleaning and sanitation. And then there's we all fall into other categories or other spots along the spectrum of how prepared were we. Well, I don't think anybody was prepared for a pandemic, but we've sure learned that maybe that's something that needed to be in our emergency action plans in the first place. So to me, let's look for what are the positives that came out of everything that's happened this year, because even in the most negative of situations, there are always at least lessons learned. Even if we've learned exactly what we don't want to do and don't want to have happen, there's always things that we can take away from those experiences. So I would love if you would share in the comments below how and in what ways all of the nonsense of 2020 has impacted you and your business and your life in positive ways. Maybe it's you got to spend more time with your kids. Now people are probably pulling out their hair and saying, are you insane? I got to spend more time with my kids. I can't get away from my kids. But the truth is, in 2020, most families, most parents, most couples will have literally spent more time together than they had in their entire life previously, or that they would normally spend literally together, getting to know one another, being each other's people, than in any other, I don't think of in any other time in history. So there's always an upside, right? Oh, I have to watch my kids all the time, or oh my God, I get to find out what incredible human beings my children are. Or I was totally taking my spouse for granted, not realizing all the things that he actually did for me, or she. What the heck? This is an incredible person. I know why I fell in love with them in the first place. Now, is the opposite happening in people's situations? Yes, but that's probably an indication that something was very broken before, and there's just so many gifts, and literally so many gifts and lessons to be learned from this year. I don't want to miss, and I hope that you won't miss, the opportunity to be grateful for and appreciate all of the positive things that came out and are coming out of 2020, not just focusing on the things that you've lost, the things where you felt like a victim or out of control, the things that have caused you to be afraid or stressed out. Because on the other side of those are the gifts of an amazing future. All right, have an amazing day. Love to know what you think of Christmas Came Early this year. If you'd like some examples of what happened in my life, ask and I'll share them in the comments below. Otherwise, have an amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your life today? Not quite sure that I agree with where it came from, but it is what it is. Have a great day.